So when the news broke that Kirk Cousins was signing with the Raiders, the entire NFL world kind of did a double take.
It's a bold move for both sides.
Social media is going wild with reactions, but the real story isn't the move itself. It's all about this jaw-dropping contract number that came with it and why that number is one of the most misleading things we have seen in a long, long time.
And there it was. April 2nd, 2026, it's official. Confirmed by his agent all over social media. After a really turbulent couple of years in Atlanta, Cousins was trading in his Falcons gear for the iconic silver and black. And this is the number that got everyone talking. 5 years, $172 million. I mean, on the surface, that looks like a massive, super risky commitment to a 37-year-old quarterback. But the real story, the truth, is buried deep in the details. And trust me, it's a whole lot smarter than it looks. All right, so let's really dig into this, because the genius of this deal isn't in that big headline number. Nope. It's all hidden away in the fine print. This brings up the question on everyone's mind, right? Are the Raiders really on the hook for that kind of money for Kirk Cousins? Well, the short answer is a hard no. Not even close, actually.
And here's where that whole illusion just completely falls apart. The headlines were screaming, blockbuster long-term deal. But the reality? It's the exact opposite. This is a super flexible, low-risk, one-year deal that puts all the power, all the control, right in the Raiders' hands.
Okay, so the secret sauce is really in this creative structure. In reality, it's a one-year, $20 million guaranteed payday for Cousins. But here's the absolute kicker. The Falcons are still paying for almost $9 million of it. So for the Raiders, it means they get a proven starter for a tiny, tiny salary cap hit in 2026. It's a financial masterpiece, really. So why go through all this trouble, all this clever contract work, for what's basically a one-year rental? Well, it's because this move isn't just about the 2026 season. It is a critical piece of the Raiders' entire master plan at the quarterback position. You know, head coach Klint Kubiak pretty much laid out his whole philosophy for us. He is a firm believer in that old-school way of developing a quarterback. You let the rookie learn from, as he puts it, a mature adult, instead of just tossing them into the fire on day one. And this breaks down their strategy perfectly. So step 1, you use the #1 pick on your quarterback of the future, who will probably be Fernando Mendoza. Step 2, you bring in a veteran mentor who can start right away. And step 3, you let that rookie develop without all that crushing pressure to win from the jump. It's a patient, smart, time-tested approach. But here's the thing. Cousins isn't just any veteran. He is the absolute perfect piece for this puzzle. And it all comes down to the history he has with the guy calling the shots. See, it's a reunion. Kubiak was the coach who helped Cousins get a Pro Bowl nod way back in Minnesota. That means Cousins already knows the playbook, he knows the terminology, he knows what the coach wants. He's not just a mentor, he's basically a coach out there on the field. And that is a priceless asset for a young QB. But for Kirk Cousins himself, this whole situation, being the veteran brought in to teach a high-profile rookie, this is nothing new for him. In fact, you could call it a serious case of déjà vu. Man, his time in Atlanta was just a roller coaster. He signs this huge contract thinking he's the guy, the franchise savior, only to get completely blindsided when the team drafts his replacement just a few weeks later. That initial shock just set this tense tone that really defined his entire time there. So the single biggest difference between his time in Atlanta and his situation now, it all comes down to one word: transparency. In Atlanta, the plan changed on him without any warning. In Las Vegas, his role as the mentor, as the bridge quarterback, was crystal clear from day one. There are no surprises this time around. Everybody is on the same page. So now that we've broken down the contract and we understand the history, what does all of this actually mean for the Raiders and for Kirk Cousins moving forward? Well, on paper, this thing looks like a masterstroke. The Raiders get their perfect mentor on a fantastic, team-friendly deal. Cousins gets another chance to be a starter and a nice payday. And the new rookie, Fernando Mendoza, gets to learn in the perfect, low-pressure environment. It really looks like a win-win-win for everyone involved. Which, of course, leaves us with one final, very interesting question. The Raiders, they have drawn up what looks like the perfect blueprint, but we all know this is the NFL, where egos and injuries and that relentless pressure to win can just shatter even the best-laid plans. So, is this going to be the new model for how you develop a franchise quarterback? Or is another messy QB controversy already brewing out there in the desert? I guess only time will tell.